Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOBH police called into Mauricio Umansky's family drama. The police have been called in the family drama involving RHOBH star Mauricio Umansky. He has been dealing with his father, Eduardo Umansky, and his well-being. Sadly, it keeps taking drastic turns that are unexpected. So what has happened this time around? Keep reading for more details. Mauricio Umansky is dealing with his marital issues as he and his wife, RHOBH Kyle Richards, called it quits. They split after nearly 30 years in July 2023, and it has played out on their respective reality shows. Mauricio had 2 seasons of Netflix's Buying Beverly Hills, which has since been axed. That picked up where Beverly Hills left off when it came to his 4 daughters dealing with a familial separation. He has since moved out of the home he and Kyle shared and is now dating philanthropist Nikita Khan. They have traveled and are living their best lives. Sadly, back at home, the real estate mogul doesn't just have his marital drama to deal with. He also has issues with his father, Eduardo's longtime partner, Simon Tabibnia. She allegedly has been taking advantage of Eduardo and holding him hostage from his children. Mauricio and his sister, Sharon, filed to be conservators of Eduardo's estate. Sharon also filed a restraining order against Simon, claiming that she had been aggressive with her. She was granted a permanent restraining order where Simon must stay 100 yards from Sharon. This will go until 2029, but it was apparently not enough. According to In Touch Weekly, the police were called due to the situation involving Simon. Mauricio Umansky's sister, Sharon Umansky Benton, was forced to file a police report, though it is unclear what Simon did to warrant this. Sharon did request that charges be filed against Simon. The siblings have been working tirelessly to protect their dad, who is 81. He worked with Mauricio in real estate, but they believed Simon was feeding off of him and his money. Mauricio Umansky's sister has Simon coming after her, as well, though that is likely not to bode well. Then he is in hot water for a federal lawsuit brought against the agency for greed. He has worked from the ground up to build his business, which has been documented on RHOBH, and may have been the cause of his marital problems. Kyle Richards was ready to slow down in life, stop drinking, and work out. That was not what Mauricio was looking to do just yet, and they struggled. Are you surprised that all of this is going down in Mauricio's life, and might this bring him and Kyle back together? Let us know and watch RHOBH, November 19th on Bravo. The glamorous yet drama-filled world of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, RHOBH, rarely lacks excitement, but the latest bombshell involving Mauricio Umansky and his family has even longtime fans taken aback. What started as a hushed dispute within the family's Beverly Hills mansion turned into a chaotic scene that required police intervention, leaving everyone from family members to fans questioning what exactly went down behind the glittering exterior. The day had begun innocently enough, or so it seemed. Kyle Richards, Mauricio's estranged wife, and one of RHOBH's most iconic faces, was busy organizing a charity event, one of her usual endeavors, when the first ripples of tension emerged. Rumors had been swirling for weeks about the state of Mauricio and Kyle's marriage. Their recent separation, although amicable on the surface, had left the entire family on edge. Despite their public assurances of friendship and mutual support, there were whispers that not all family members were handling the split so smoothly. Mauricio, a successful real estate mogul, had chosen this weekend to bring his side of the family together in an attempt to clear the air and find some sense of normalcy. Their Beverly Hills estate, grand and lavish as always, became the setting for a gathering that many hoped would serve as a way to mend any lingering resentments and provide a united front amid the relentless scrutiny of the public eye. But not everything went according to plan. The first sign of trouble came when Alexia, Mauricio, and Kyle's eldest daughter voiced her frustration over the family's tumultuous summer. Rumors about her father and his new dating life were a hot topic, and her sisters, Sophia and Portia, didn't take kindly to the sensitive matter being discussed so openly. Tensions quickly escalated, with each family member defending their own perspective on the separation. The usually glamorous and serene estate became a battleground of bottled-up emotions and unresolved issues. Mauricio, caught in the middle, tried to maintain a calm front, insisting that everyone keep their voices down and respect one another's feelings. But emotions were running high, and his words were quickly lost in the cacophony of grievances. When Kyle, who had planned to avoid the gathering altogether, made an unexpected entrance, hoping to defuse the situation, things only grew more intense. She attempted to soothe her daughters, but her presence seemed to have the opposite effect, as if merely seeing her heightened the family's sense of division. Just when it seemed the dispute had reached its peak, someone, perhaps out of frustration, or maybe concern for how the evening was spiraling out of control, made the decision to involve law enforcement. The call was reportedly placed not because of physical danger, but out of a fear that things could easily escalate further without some form of intervention. The sound of sirens wailing through the quiet night shattered any remaining hope of privacy. When the Beverly Hills Police Department arrived, the family was shocked into silence. Officers approached the house, assessing the situation and cautiously entering a scene they likely hadn't anticipated. Mauricio, feeling the weight of his public persona, took it upon himself to meet them at the door, explaining that the situation was a family dispute that had gotten out of hand. The officers, having dealt with their fair share of high-profile Beverly Hills incidents, listened patiently but with caution. Kyle, visibly shaken and concerned about the scene this would create for her family and the media, spoke with one of the officers, trying to explain that they didn't need intervention, only a little time to cool down. Still, the police made their way through the house, assessing each room as they pieced together what had led to this dramatic call. The tension, thick as the ornate curtains hanging from the mansion's windows, lingered in the air as the officers made their rounds. Alexia and her sisters had retreated to a separate area, watching the unfolding scene with a mixture of embarrassment and resentment. They knew all too well that, despite their mother's best efforts to maintain their family's dignity, this was bound to become yet another scandal splashed across tabloids and social media. With everyone's composure now somewhat regained under the watchful eyes of the police, Mauricio and Kyle took the opportunity to speak privately with the officers, clarifying that, despite the raised voices, there was no immediate threat to anyone's safety. After a lengthy discussion, the officers agreed to leave the family to handle their matters privately, but issued a stern reminder to keep the peace. As the police exited, leaving the family to grapple with the fallout, an eerie silence descended over the estate. Kyle and Mauricio exchanged weary glances, fully aware that this event was about to stir up even more drama in an already fragile time. The evening's events served as a painful reminder that their split, no matter how amicably portrayed, had created deep-seated wounds that would take much more than words to heal. In the days following the incident, whispers of what transpired behind closed doors spread like wildfire through the RHOBH fan base. Online forums and social media platforms buzzed with theories, each more dramatic than the last. Many fans speculated that the dispute may have been fueled by long-standing issues that were never addressed, especially given the challenges of living life under the reality TV microscope. Others suggested that the pressure of Mauricio's recent high-profile endeavors and Kyle's growing independence in her own ventures might have contributed to the family's unspoken tensions. Despite the whirlwind of speculation, Kyle and Mauricio maintained a united front publicly, insisting that the incident was merely a family disagreement blown out of proportion. Yet their reassurances did little to stem the flood of curiosity or quiet the voices of those who saw the incident as a turning point. The next RHOBH episode hinted at addressing some of these family issues, with previews showing Kyle opening up to her fellow housewives about the unexpected struggles of navigating her new normal. She hinted that the dynamics with Mauricio, her daughters, and even her own feelings of independence had become more complicated than she anticipated. The housewives, both supportive and curious, encouraged her to explore her emotions honestly, a suggestion that only highlighted how much of her true self Kyle had kept hidden for the sake of appearances. Mauricio, on his end, was equally scrutinized. As fans and critics alike wondered how he would address the situation, he continued focusing on his real estate business, seemingly avoiding the topic. His social media remained professional, showcasing only his work and lighthearted moments, carefully curated to show a picture-perfect life. While the police call may have been an overreaction in some people's eyes, it served as a jarring reminder of how easily even the most curated lives can unravel. The Umansky family, despite their success, fame, and fortune, was as vulnerable as any other.